I am going to do a quick review from yesterday. We're working on measuring, telling how big or how far or how cold or hot something is. Yesterday, we learned about some tools or instruments that can measure. So for length, which is how far, can use a meter stick. Remember that we can also calculate area. Area is two sides, length and width, and we multiply them. We can measure how much stuff there is, how many atoms, how much it weighs. That is called mass. And we use a balance or a scale. If we want to know how big something is, how much space it takes up, we can use lots of things. We can use a graduated cylinder. Looks like this. We can use a beaker. It's like a big cup. Or we can use a ruler. I'll show you that one today, how to use the ruler. We learned how to read the lines on a cylinder, and you guys did a good job with that yesterday. Okay, if we have something that is like a box, I showed you this yesterday, we can measure the length, the width, and the thickness or the height. And we do 5 times 3, that's 15, times 2, that's 30. So we would say this is 30 centimeters, centimeter 1, centimeter 2, centimeter 3, centimeters cubed. On my screen, you see the 3 centimeters cubed for volume. Or what if it's a weird shape? If it's a weird shape, I want to find the size. How big is this? Well, I can't measure length and width and height. I can't do it that way. So what I have to do instead is called water displacement. And I am going to put some water in this tube, and I write down how much I start with. Okay, if we look here, that is how much water I started with. So we're going to say this is 5.05. Because it's not quite 5.1 and it's not 5.0, it's in between. Now, once I have water in there, I take my object and I put it down inside, and the water goes up. And we want to know, how much did it go up? If I look at the one on the right, that's going to be 8.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I've got 5.05. The one with the water is 8.75. So to get the answer, I just have to subtract those. 3.7. So what that answer is how much the water went up. So our first question, match the following items with the correct unit that would measure them. Length of the White River. Length of the river. A river is big, and we want to know how far. So it's going to be one that ends with meters. So I really only have 2 choices, centimeters or kilometers. And one is small, centimeters is small, and kilometers is big. So my correct answer here is kilometers. Mass of a paper clip. Paper clip is little, right? There's a paper clip. I'm going to put that on the balance. And a balance gives me grams. And grams are little. So that's perfect. Diameter of a pizza. Diameter is something we can measure how far across. So I could use a meter stick for that, but it's not going to be a kilometer because that's really big. So the correct answer is centimeter. Now, later on, probably on Thursday, you're going to have questions like this. What I'm going to do is record this and post it so you could go back and look again if you need help. Mass of salt on a French fry. Okay, that's going to be really teeny tiny. And mass is measured in grams. So it's either going to be grams or milligrams, but milligrams are very small. And finally, volume of an ice cube. We can measure length and width and height of an ice cube, and that's going to be cubic centimeters. Number 2, a block is 11.3 centimeters long. 11.3. It is 7.2 wide, and it is 10.4 tall. We want to know what is the area of the smallest side. Okay, the smallest side is going to be this one. And we want to take the two numbers that are the smallest, and we want to multiply them together. So the two smallest ones are 7.2, and I'm just putting this on my calculator. 7.2 times 10.4. And when I hit equals, I get the right answer. It's 74.88. But we need to figure out the units. C is not a unit. cm is a unit, centimeters, but we multiplied two numbers. So the one we want to choose is centimeters squared. 2. 7.2 times 10.4. Okay, last one. A block is 11.3 centimeters long, 7.2. That's the same numbers. We want to know the volume of the block. Length times width times height. 3 numbers. Okay, so our answer is going to be centimeters cubed. Oh, great, we got that. All right, now we already multiplied 7.2 times 10.4. So all I have to do is multiply that times 11.3. And I get an answer of 846. So it's got to be that one.